Hello and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker and I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking about habits. Now, we all have them. Don't lie. You know you have habits. And what we're looking to do is, the biggest challenge is when you want to change a habit. When you want to change a habit, it seems like such an uphill battle. Because, well, maybe we took, 30, 40 years in building that habit and it's really ingrained. And so what do we need to do in order to change a habit? Sometimes we think that it's enough just to say and declare, I want to do something different. But those of us who have ever set a New Year's resolution, we know that that's not true. That's why the statistic is so high that people don't, they'll set these resolutions and then they don't stick with it. So how do we get habits to stick? Today's show is going to be a little bit about that because we're going to focus on a specific tool called Coach.me, which is geared to exactly that, is to support people who are looking to change their habits. And they provide a structure and a support system in order to do that. And today I have Nathan Todd with me, who says this is a favorite tool of his, and that's what we're doing on this show, is really talking to people who have found tools that they absolutely love and find out why they love it, what are some features around the tools, and hear more about how you as an audience could put this to use for you. So Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Penny. Yeah, habit change, man. That's really what makes the difference.
Well, tell us, why is it important to you, first of all, in the context of what you do?
So habit change is important to me because as a coach, I want to walk the walk, talk the talk, right? So with habits and the Coach.me app, it first started by me saying, what are some behaviors that I want to modify for myself? And then, so I picked two habits for myself, which were
tell us.
Not drinking alcohol.
Okay.
And then going to the gym.
Going to the gym, what? Just at all? Like once?
Yeah. So the way that the app works is you can say, my goal is to go 7 days a week.
Okay.
And it will, once you hit, if 7 days a week is your thing, once you hit it, it'll like give you a high five. All right, you did it. Yeah.
So absolutely. What was your goal? Was your goal to go there once, or was it to go 10 times a week, or what is it? I mean, I know you're the Muscle Motivator, so,
Yeah. So when I first started, it was really, I looked at it as 3 days a week would be success for me. And then with the alcohol, it was just, I wanted to see, can I make it a year without drinking? And that was my benchmark for success.
Awesome. I like what you just said when you said it started out with 3 times a week. So, for those people who are listening, I think it's valuable to understand as you're changing a habit, you don't have to go into, I'm going to go 7 times a week. If you just start, if you were doing 0 before, start with something, a smaller step, right? So just as a little tip.
And that's why I like the visual of this app too. So whenever let's say you started with 1 day, you hit that, and then you're like, okay, I want to up whatever my habit is to 2 days a week. If you hit those 2 days in a row, it shows a big fire symbol. So you are on fire.
Cool.
Because you're starting a chain. And that's really something that I find valuable, and the people that have worked with me on the app find valuable as well, because you see how long you can go, and I always want to keep my fire burning on the app. So
cool. So it has it sounds like one of the features is that it has these really great visuals that keep you motivated.
Yeah.
So what else? What else are key features in the tool that you really love?
So I love the fact that not only does it have the fire to show your chain, but it also, you can go back and you can look at a calendar and you can actually see the visual of how many times did I hit it within this month. What does my habit, what does it look like on my calendar? So if you were somebody who likes the X's to form your chain, it kind of shows like that.
Okay, cool. Cool. Is there any consequence in there? Like if I don't do it, can I set a consequence?
That I have not seen that on the app. That doesn't mean that's something that I just have not found for myself yet. Yeah, but as you know, negative bets are really good at
sometimes
habit formations as well.
Totally. You know, I've sent a few checks out to people's unfavorite political campaign when they didn't follow through with something. So yeah, sometimes we're motivated by the darndest things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I really, really like and why I think that this app is successful is when we're forming a habit, sometimes when it doesn't work, I think we focus on we're doing it by ourselves, but this has community all built in, even with the specific habits. So if like we go back to the gym and the alcohol, I can go into a specific goal and I can see the whole community of people that have the same goal as me, and we can communicate back and forth.
Right. And that's cool, right? It's really motivating to talk to others, you know, and discuss whatever challenges you're having and support each other.
What happened?
So sorry, I lost you for a second. So I said that it's really valuable to be able to communicate with other people with the same challenges so that you can talk about, you know, what's working for them and, you know, whatever kind of struggles and challenges.
You kind of, it froze you on my side, so I didn't get to hear any of that.
Okay. So what I said was that, you know, having a community and other people who are going through the same challenge as you are is really beneficial because you can share different types of strategies, you can support one another, and it acts as a real, to keep you on track.
Yeah, it lets you know you are not alone in what you're going through. Absolutely.
Totally. What else? I mean, is there anything that you hate about the app? Like where you're like, you know what, this feature doesn't really do it for me.
So I think the thing that I don't like is sometimes I'll get stuck in circumstances and I won't fill out my habits. Like I'll actually complete my habits, but I won't fill it out on the phone. So it only goes back so far to go back if you've missed anything. So gotcha. I wish that it would go back a little bit further.
So you only have like a couple of days to record that day. Yeah. Otherwise it's not, then you don't see it in the link.
Yeah. And that can, as silly as that may sound, that can throw you off if that's what you're used to using to track what's going on for you.
Well, absolutely. It's a hole in your visual, right? And that's distracting, like frustrating. Anything else?
I would say that's the biggest thing for me. And then sometimes depending on the habit, it may be something that's nobody's put on there yet. So that's building that community. If it's something that's brand new and not been associated with the app yet, is kind of interesting to figure out how to go about that.
Gotcha. So maybe you've got to use social media to let people know that the app exists and find out if anybody would join your crusade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
So, you know, like with any tool, it's creating a new habit, right? And now that you've got to record it and all of that, how long did it take you to get and understand the features of the app and be able to use it? And B, how long did it take you to form that habit so you weren't missing those days that you were inputting it?
So I would say to get to know all the features of the app that I know currently, it took about a year, honestly, to figure out exactly how everything is running. And
So does that mean it's complex? Is it a complex app?
I think the most complex thing for me was figuring out, okay, if I'm going to hire a coach, because you can hire coaches within the app.
Oh, cool.
It's figuring out, okay, how do I find the right coach for me? And I think the search function of finding a coach leaves some things to be desired. Because even with me using it with my clients, they had a hard time actually finding me in the coach profile. So that's not good if your clients are trying to figure out, okay, where are you? That's not good. And as far as building the habit, I would say it took me a good 90 days when I felt like, okay, I've got this down. And like the 90 days, if I look at the app right now, I think it's, and that was the alcohol, right? Because that's the first one I started.
Okay.
And it's turned from 90 to 500 total check-ins.
Wow.
So it was just something, once you get to that point for you, and it's different for everyone and different based on which habit you're trying to change. But I think once I got to that 90 days for me, it was like clicking, like I didn't even think about it anymore.
Right. And I think that's really important for people to think about, because this is a tracking app. And I'll tell you that I know, salespeople and people in Weight Watchers, the typical areas where they do track their food intake, or, in exercise tracking, the exercise routines that you're doing, or salespeople tracking their sales and their appointments. They hate it, right? They dread the tracking, like anything, so that I don't have to put this into my CRM system, right? And and so it is something that you have to really be motivated and really see the power of the tracking. And tracking is absolutely a huge value, because from in my coaching experience is that a lot of people underestimate or overestimate what their results are, and they really don't have an accurate picture. And it's only through the tracking that we get an accurate picture. What's your feeling on that in terms of getting people to appreciate the value of tracking?
Oh yeah. So without getting into specifics, someone that I've been working with, the tracking of the food is something that we've been hitting really, really hard. And is that person there 100% where it is a habit now? No. But what they've noticed throughout the beginning of the process is exactly what you just brought to light, right? When you track your food, you can realize, holy crap, I don't eat very much at all, or I eat way too much of a specific thing to hit my goal. So I think that it is about not necessarily attaching to the outcome, but it helps you to see the results that you're getting based on the tracking. Because sometimes we're going to get off track and we're not going to do it, but we can always come back and say, well, when I did it, here's what happened for me.
Totally, right? It makes us more conscious of the choices that we're making and recognizing that they're choices. So it's really, really powerful. So is there anything else? So other features that you think, that you use more than others, or that you think that others should know about in terms of their consideration of this tool?
So I would say if it's, if you have something that you want to change, but you feel like you can't do it alone, that the biggest tool is being able to access the coaches, because it can be, so money can be a big story for all of us, but coaches range anywhere from $10 a week to having their full programs right there, where you're paying $500 a month or whatever their rate is. So if you're looking for affordable coaching that fits where you are right now, I would say this is a good app to pursue that and see if it fits with you.
That's cool. What type of coaching is it? So is it like, I'll make an appointment and then I'll have a scheduled call with a coach, or, what format is it?
So, depending on the coach, it can be anything from the basic coach. It will be all text-based.
Text-based. So if I have a question right now, or I'm struggling with something, I can text my coach and say, help me.
Yeah.
I want to reach for a candy bar right now. What do I
do? Absolutely. And it all cool. Comes through the app. We'll get an email that you've asked a question, and we'll be able to respond right back to you. So you can start there with text-based, and then if the coach has specific programming set up, it can go like we could do a call like we're on right now, or we can do a call over the phone. It just depends on how they've got their services set up.
Okay, so there's really something for everybody, like you said, different budgets and different formats and things like that. That's really cool. Are you aware of, what makes this tool better than other like habit tracking tools? Have you experienced any of the other ones?
So my experience, I've experienced one other one, but I wouldn't say that I'd want to talk about it, because I kind of came right back to this app just because it was my home, like it was where I was most comfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking for you to give a report on that one or to say anything bad about it. Although we will have some sessions in this series where we will say what we hate, what apps we hate. But I want to know what brought you back to this one. What makes this one better than that one? You don't have to name it, but just
So I think for me, it came back to the fact that I felt it was easy to use, easy to operate. Visually, I'm a big visual person. So
it was much more visually rich for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, the ease of access to a community of people.
So did the other one not have access to a community?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
And I would say visually, it's really important to me visually what something looks like. And that really is what brought me back to this app, just because I was like, okay, I'm used to this. I want to be able to look at my calendar and have it look this certain way.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what I've been doing.
That sounds great. Great. So, at the end of the day, you've been on this app for a little while before we close down this show. So what kind of results did you get from using this app?
So for drinking, I was able to accomplish my goal of a year. Right.
Awesome. Good job.
Then
and you feel that this app really supported you in getting that?
Yeah.
Reaching that goal.
It was a challenge that I was giving myself, right? And I think this really kind of gamified it for me. Again, going back to that fire, I didn't want to lose the fire.
Gotcha.
And so I was able to hit that goal. And then the thing that I liked about the fitness with it was I was able to put notes in about what session I hit at the gym. So I was not only just able to see that I went to the gym, I was able to type in what specifically I did so I could track my next workout. So, I mean, like I said, for alcohol, over 500 check-ins.
Awesome.
And then for the gym, it's over 300.
Awesome. And I know that's important to you because you are the muscle motivator.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for those of you who don't know what that is, well, I'm going to challenge you to go check it out. Go check out Nathan Todd, the muscle motivator, and see what he's got going there and how he uses Coach.me, not just for himself, but also to support clients that he's working with as a coach. Nathan, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Penny. It's
My
always
pleasure.
a good time.
Good time, always, right?
Yeah.
And thank you guys who are listening on and looking for those tools, those tips, those strategies. What are the best apps and different types of strategies that you can use to make yourself more productive and to take back time? My name is Penny Zenker, and we'll see you in the next episode.